Good Mom and Monday.
You're here at the Mistake Mama podcast. I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Mandee.
And we are your hosts.
This week we are going to be talking about sporting events, getting your kids involved in those kinds of activities, what we did as kids. And Kaylee is munching on french fries, so
Yes, I am.
bear with her.
I got hungry, sorry.
We are filming 2 episodes today, so...
Yep, and it's like right at lunchtime.
Right at lunchtime, so we kind of had a pause break, and Kaylee's got the fries.
Please leave that one in.
Okay.
Just for shits and giggles.
We will try to cut out most of the fry sounds.
I'm trying to lean back.
Lean back.
Away from the microphone.
Lean back.
So that you guys aren't just hearing me just a munch. So the video looks a little funny. You're just going to see me like...
You're just going to see a bright red McDonald's box and Kaylee leaning back eating her fries.
Yep.
But anyway, so wins, fails, books.
Oh, man.
We just did this.
I didn't even think about the fact that we had to do that again.
Me either.
When I have my french fries.
There you go.
Fails, I wanted them so badly.
When my husband took the kids out of the house today.
Yeah.
So we could record, so it's a little quieter.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Fail. I do not have french fries.
Hey.
I didn't want them, though,
if you
either.
Want anything.
I didn't want them either.
I'm trying really hard to like not chew as much and just kind of swallow them a little bit whole.
Don't choke. Yeah. Fail. I don't know. That's okay. We can skip it this week.
We can skip it this week.
Books are the same as well.
Yeah. Which actually, you know what I just thought about?
What?
Because the episode that we just recorded, which is the one right before the Halloween, you're going to hear that we were like, oh yeah, we're still reading this book. And then like the next week, we're not reading that book anymore. Because that was recorded today.
If we ever sound like we don't know what we're talking about, it's because we don't.
Or if things sound out of order, it is because
it is.
Yeah. The episode right before the Halloween one, the Death and Dying episode, we recorded at the same time as this one, but we have already filmed the Halloween episode and the one right after that.
Yeah.
So it's been a couple weeks since we recorded those, and I'm pretty sure it was last week on the one right after the Halloween episode, which off the top of my head, I can't remember what we talked about. I think it was like food, right? Mm-hmm. Fall foods or whatever. Yeah. That was where I was like, oh, I just started reading Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. Mm-hmm. But then 2 weeks prior, you'll hear me be like, I'm almost done with it.
And I'm not sure about it.
Yeah.
So you're going to sound like you don't like it, and then a couple weeks later, you're going to sound excited to read it.
I just started reading it. I'm so excited. Yeah. Sorry.
So bear with us.
Yeah.
So I guess let's just get into it.
Let's just get right into it.
What sports did you play as a kid? Or did you?
Some of you might not agree that these are sports, but they are, so shut up. I was in cheer, and I was on the competition squad. As a young kid, I started when I was like 5 years old. Mm-hmm. I honestly can't remember what we were. I want to say we were like the Wildcats or something, but that sounds very much like High School Musical, but I'm pretty sure that it's, or we're just cats or something.
I don't remember. I went to one of your competitions when you came to Portland. Mm-hmm. I don't remember a thing about it, though, to be honest with you.
I still have my uniform. I remember I was able to fit my uniform up until like high school.
Oh, dang.
I was a very small person.
Right.
And clearly I never got any. That sounded like a really good pop.
It was so nice.
I want to pop my neck.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Ah, that one was good.
Yeah. Now we're feeling good.
That's why I did that. I think I only did that for 1 year, though. Mm-hmm. But then I did cheer again in high school. I did do ballet as a kid, too. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if I'd consider ballet at that age necessarily a sport. But once you become an adult and you start actually doing ballet, that is a sport.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, no question about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was in high school, we did normal cheer and stuff.
I think people think of sports as like needing to be contact sports.
Which cheer is if you think about it.
I mean, yes.
You know how many times I have
Oh,
smacked
yeah.
people,
No,
kicked people?
Yeah. I totally think that anything you're doing that's like physically active or physically like competing, I think that's a sport.
Oh, yeah.
In my mind.
I agree.
It's not the stereotypical like team versus team.
Yeah. No, there are sport in general, there are certain things that are counted as sports that I'm like, I don't know if those should be counted as sports per se. Like some people consider chess a sport, and I disagree. I feel like there has to be some physical contact for it to be a sport versus just a competition.
Right. Yeah.
Because I feel like that's a really big difference.
Yeah.
Like there has to be some sort of physical contact, or some sort of like risk of injury. Involved.
Maybe it's like an intellectual sport.
Yeah, which is still a competition.
I was trying to give it to him.
Yeah. And
But
like,
I agree.
Same with like bowling. I'm like, I don't know if I'd count that as a sport per se.
I mean, that one you technically are throwing a heavy ball.
True. So that's where I'm like, maybe. I also don't want to be the person to be like, that's not a sport. When people say the same thing about cheer.
Right. Yeah.
But like, you know how many concussions we get a year on our team? I mean, granted, I'm not on it anymore, but like.
Right.
When we were,
yeah.
There would be at least 5 a year.
Yeah. I mean, who are we to say what's a sport and what's not?
True.
You know?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, you know, what does it really matter?
Exactly. But yeah, so those are the only ones that I did. I never did any of like the...
Didn't you do soccer?
Nope.
Okay.
My sibling did.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm remembering in my head.
Not me.
I did soccer as a really young kid. I did gymnastics when I was really young. And then as I got older, I did basketball.
Oh, wait. I knew that.
Yeah.
I think I've seen a picture of you on your mom's fridge. Long time
I did
ago.
it for a couple years. That was like grade school. And then middle school, I played softball.
Okay.
And then...
So you did all the sports?
Yeah. And then high school, I did not.
Yes, I knew that.
Yeah. I tried out for the softball team, but it was my freshman year, but it was so much more like not fun. I feel like in middle school, when you're playing sports, it's more like you're trying to just have fun. Like, yes, you are still playing the game. Yes, you're still trying to be good and whatever. But when I got to high school and I was trying out for the softball team, it was more so like, we will be the best we can possibly be. And like, this is hard. Like, and I just wasn't a fan of that. So I did not end up doing softball. I didn't make the team either. But I was,
you didn't like that aspect
the
of it.
second she said you didn't make the team, I was like, oh, okay.
All right.
That's fine.
I guess I'm okay with that.
Yeah. So those are the sports I did.
What about Michael?
Michael, he did swimming when he was younger. He was on swim team. And then he did, let's see, did he do, I can't remember if he did any soccer or basketball. I'd have to ask him on those. I know he played football for a year or 2 years in high school. Then he broke his leg.
Oh. Is that why he has the thing in his knee? Oh.
The rod in his leg, yeah.
So bad injury.
Yeah,
Ouch.
he, well, it wasn't even sports related. He was on a, what is it called? Kind of like a side-by-side, like Polaris type thing. And they were riding in his great-grandparents' field, him and his friend, and it tipped and it fell on his leg.
Ooh.
And he got pinned under.
Ow.
Yeah. He was 15,
Ouch.
I think.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that ruined
I never
his
knew that. I've always wondered
that
why.
ruined his football
Yeah, that career's
football
over.
career, yeah.
And he's tall, so like I feel like he could have had a future in sports if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's kind of funny that we distinctly was like, oh, he's tall, so sports.
Yeah. But I don't think he ever played baseball. I want to say he maybe played soccer or basketball, but I know for a fact he did swimming and the football.
Got you.
Yeah.
I know Thomas did soccer.
Okay.
He did a few years of it, I think. And then a little bit of football, but nothing in high school, at least as far as I'm aware. I know we didn't when we went to school together.
Right. Yeah.
I know that was only for 1 year, but still.
Yeah. Yeah, Michael did the football. It was, I want to say it was 8th grade and freshman year instead of freshman and sophomore.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, I really enjoyed softball when I was younger. Like, really enjoyed it, and I wanted to continue that, but I wanted that feeling. And it was, that's why, like, when I got to high school and it was, like, super, super competitive, that I was just like, I don't want that, though. I want, like, the feeling that I had. I love the group of girls that we had. Our coach.
You just wanted to play the game.
I just wanted to play the game. And what really, really, really sucks is our last season of 8th grade year, I was gone. That was the year we went to Disneyland.
Oh.
With my family. And so I missed, like, 1 or 2 games while I was gone. I think it was just 1. I missed 1, came back. That was the year it just rained. We got rained out so many games. We played, I think, 2 games.
Oh, no.
And it was so wet that, like, people were getting injured because the ball was, like, flying out of our hands at bad angles. And it just was a mess. I think one of the games we ended up quitting in the middle of it because it was just, like, everybody was getting injured.
Yeah.
And so my last year was just, like, a really crappy way to end, you know?
Aww.
So.
That sucks.
And then I've thought about joining, like, an adult
version
team, but it makes me super uncomfy for some reason.
It's, like, been so long, or
because it's been so long, and, like, when you do it when you're younger, it's typically, at least in my case, it was with classmates, so I knew them. So and now I'd be putting myself out there, and I am just
really bad at it.
Really bad at that.
It's okay, same.
Yeah, it's like if I could do it with my dad. Like, my dad used to do the softball teams as an adult, and my mom even did it too. If I could do it with, like, one of them, then I would have a buddy at least.
Yeah, I get that. That buddy's not gonna be me.
But by myself, like, that's just seems so daunting.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
And I feel like people who go on to softball teams, it's because they were good in high school. You know, I never played in high school. I just want to play the game again to just have, like, fun. And so I don't want to be like, yeah, I want to join your guys' team. And then I'm like, but I'm kind of shitty. So, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I don't think I'm shitty, but I'm not, like, out here going to improve your team tremendously, you know?
Yeah. I think it'd be kind of fun if we did, like, a family event. Doing something like that.
That'd be fun.
Just doing some random ass sports
That'd be fun.
And stuff.
Yeah. I'm honestly super, super, super excited for my kids to be into sports.
Fair.
It's, you know, typically it's the dad who's like, yeah, sports. And I'm like, yes, come on. Like, I'm just so excited for it. Like, I really hope that one of my kids is into softball or baseball, just so I can kind of have that with them. But I'm also open to whatever they want to do. Even if they don't want to do sports, I'm totally open to that. I do want them involved in something.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be sports. It could be, like, music related or, you know, what art related, but something.
Yeah.
Find your hobby.
And I know that none of your kids right now do anything. Anna is in gymnastics. We want to get Damon into it too, especially because he's just a flippity doodah.
Yep.
It's climb on everything type of person. And I think we're going to look into it for the start of the year. Which Maverick would be old enough to join then too, wouldn't he?
Yeah, because he'll be 3.
We should see if we can get them in the same class.
I want to get him. I was going to tell you, Maverick's swim class is starting back up. They just ended, and it's starting back up not this week, but the following week. I don't know if you would like to sign up. I forgot to tell you last time, and it was too far into it. But you could.
I'll think about it, yeah.
For Maverick, it's Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay.
And
Isn't he in, like, the next group up then, though?
He is, but he's still with so it's pufferfish, then starfish. So he graduated pufferfish, now he's in starfish. But he's going to be with the pufferfish. It's going to be like a split class because they didn't have enough kids for just its own class, or they didn't have an instructor, one of the two. But they said they could either keep him in that class or they can move him up to the crab class. But the crab class is like 6 and 7-year-olds. And I was like,
bit too small for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he would be able to keep up, like, to what they're doing, but I don't know. It didn't feel right to me. So I was like, let's just stay with the lower class. He loves that teacher. She's really nice. So
I'll have to look at the time.
Yeah,
because I think they would like that. We just have so much going on right
Yeah. They do it. So like I said, they do it in the morning, which is when we go at 10:30, but they also have evening classes. So it's like 5, 5:30 and 6:30, I think. So I don't know what would work better for you.
Honestly, mornings probably.
Yeah. That's what I said behavioral wise. Mornings work better for us.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the only thing that he's doing right now is the swim, and he loves it. So I want to get him involved in more things. There's a place in a town not too far away from us that it's like a little gym, and they can go, like Quincy could go right now. Ellie could go right now. It's about like 30 minutes away from us though. So it would be, because it's about 30 minutes, it would be a little bit of a drive back and forth. But I think it would be really good for her. She climbs on everything.
So does Ellie.
Everything. So I think she would really like it. And I mean, yeah, it's gas, but if it's just like 1 to 2 times a week, I could probably reason with it.
I mean, that sounds fun.
Yeah. So if I get more information about that, I will pass that along to you.
Please do.
I'm really bad about that. So I will try my
my
darndest.
I'm bad about that stuff too.
But yeah, Michael even said, he was like, I want to get her involved in gymnastics because she climbs and tumbles and flips. Maverick does it too, but she does it like to the extreme. So I definitely want to get her involved in that. And I loved gymnastics when I was younger.
Anna's obsessed with it. She loves it.
It's so fun.
She goes on Thursdays and she just has the best time. I think once she turns 6, she has to move up to the next group. So I don't know what day she's going to end up.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, because she's in the 3 to 5 group.
Okay.
And so when she turns 6, she'll have to switch. And
Bump
that's
up.
like next month. So I'll be talking to them about that here soon, being like, okay, well, what does this look like? So I'm not blindsided after they're like, oh, she's 6 now.
Right.
Her next class starts tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I think sports are good for kids.
Oh, I think so
Gets
too.
their body moving.
Especially if they are homeschooled / online school.
Right.
Like I do.
Exactly. I think it's very important that they're doing something.
Very much.
Because that's like my brother, Dylan. He played mostly soccer growing up. But when he got to high school, he got really into music. And so then he was in band and choir and stuff. And so he was still doing something. And that's what I want for my kids, is that they're just doing something. You know?
Like at this point, I don't even care what it is, just as long as they're not just sitting at home all day.
Right, exactly. And I think I always look back at my high school and think that I wish that I would have gotten into something a little bit more, because I didn't really have like an extracurricular class that I went to in high school. And I think that's because I got a boyfriend right in my freshman year. So
Fair.
that was my life.
Yeah.
As most things go when you are in a relationship that young.
At that point, I was already in cheer when I met Thomas. So it was kind of just natural for him to kind of just integrate into that. And I just kept doing it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then it was senior year when all my schooling got fucked up. That I had to quit, which part of me regrets that.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah. Sometimes I think back on it and I'm like, oh, I really wish I would have done it all 4 years of high school. Kind of makes me sad that I didn't.
It's crazy because when you're in high school or school in general, you think this is never going to end. Like, I'm so sick of this. I don't want to do it. But then when you get out of it, you're like, that was such a short time in my life.
Yeah.
But it feels like everything when you're in it. You know?
I really got senioritis, what is it? There's like an actual word that I'm trying to think of. Burnout.
That's we always called it senioritis.
We call it that too. I know not everybody uses that though.
Yeah.
So I wanted to use like the actual burnout.
Yeah.
I got that really bad, but
same.
My boyfriend was also not in school anymore, and he lived on his own.
That doesn't help.
And because like my junior year, he did not live on his own. He still lived at home,
right?
And like went to work and stuff. And so he didn't feel like. I mean, he was obviously an adult, and it still felt like that to me, but it wasn't the same. And also junior year, I had started college, and so we kind of felt like we were on the same playing field,
right?
But then he moved into his own apartment my senior year, and like shit hit the fan in between junior and senior year for my family,
right?
Where we ended up moving back into our old neighborhood. My mom got divorced, or she didn't get divorced. She got separated. She didn't get divorced until the next year.
Right.
But she got separated. We moved out of his house and everything just changed for me. And so it was like, cheer just felt like moot.
Right, yeah. Like, kind of what's the point in doing that right now? Yeah.
But then I regretted it a little bit. 'Cause I'm like, oh, I
Which
wish I would have done it.
I feel like that happens. I feel like either it trickles off completely, or you get so invested into it that it becomes your whole life.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like it's really hard when you are in a relationship that young, because typically you would lean more into your relationship, which is what I did.
Yeah, well, that's what I did, obviously.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, we're still with the same people, so we clearly put in a lot of work and effort there. Not saying that people don't, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, we did that young, and thankfully it worked out for us, because imagine if we had like put so much effort into it that like I quit cheer to spend more time with him, and then it ended up not working out, and then I'm like, well, I regret not doing cheer that last year. Sucks that I wasted it on a boyfriend that I ended up not being with.
And that does happen to some people. Yeah.
Thankfully this is 10 years together, so.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I'm happy with the way things worked out, but I do look back on my high school and think like I could have done more.
Yeah.
Knowing what I know now. But in the moment, I think I did what I knew and what I felt was right.
Yeah. And like, there's part of me that like wishes I hadn't switched schools senior year, because I mean, it just really messed up my academics really bad.
Right.
Like, I didn't technically graduate from the school that I had done cheer at, because I didn't attend there senior year.
Right.
But I also didn't graduate from the school that I was trying to attend, which was the school that I would have gone to had I never moved away in elementary school. That was the high school like all my friends went to. But because I switched senior year, I didn't have enough credits.
Right.
And so my high school diploma just says, well, you earned enough credits for Washington standards. You earned a diploma equivalent. But like, I never actually got to like walk with the people I grew up with. I only got to walk with my college.
Right.
Which was great. I got my associates, which is better.
But having that, like, it's almost like a last goodbye to your
but
younger
I missed that.
self. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like,
I get that.
I didn't graduate from a high school. I graduated just from high school.
Right.
Not a specific one.
Yeah.
Like, I remember on college applications and stuff, they'd be like, well, what high school did you graduate from?
Good question.
Technically none.
Yeah.
Well, all of them.
Right. 2. But neither.
From Pierce College, because that's what it says on my diploma.
Yeah.
Literally. Pierce College issued me both of them.
Interesting.
My associates and my diploma from high school. Yeah.
I never really thought about that, how you would answer that question then.
Well, yeah. And so, like, when colleges were like, what high school did you go to? I usually just say the one that I was supposed to have graduated from.
Yeah.
Because that's the one that I did legally attend. I didn't legally graduate from there. I'm like, that one, I guess.
Yeah.
But then they'd be like, okay, when can you, like, send over your associates and your diploma and stuff? And I'm like, no.
It's going to get a little finicky.
Because it technically does not say that high school on it.
Weird.
Neither do my transcripts. They all say Pierce College.
Huh.
So.
Yeah, that'd be a little confusing. I never went and got my diploma. Like, I have it. I graduated. But I don't physically have it. I never went to the office and grabbed it.
Oh, they mailed.
Oh,
ours.
They didn't mail mine.
Oh.
I'm sure I could call the school and say,
hey, I never picked this up.
Hey, I never picked that up. I need it.
Do you have it?
It's been a
long time.
almost 10 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next year? Wow. I graduated high school 8 years ago. Why does that make me feel very old?
It makes me feel very old. But I know I'm not that old.
But, like, that's a long time.
10 years. It's crazy to think that, like, right now, 10 years ago, I was going into my senior year of high school.
10 years ago, I was going into the year that I would be meeting Thomas.
Weird. Weird.
Yeah. 10 years ago, I hadn't met him yet. But I was getting
real close. Yeah.
Like, real close.
Yeah.
It's been, I don't remember exactly what day I met him. I'm sure I could find that information somewhere, but I honestly cannot remember for the life of me. But I know that it's coming up.
Yeah. I can't remember what day I met Michael. I think it was sometime in
We're
April.
so off topic.
I know. Sports. We played that dating field well.
Played the dating game.
Yeah.
What about like watching sports when you were growing up or in high school or whatever? Did you ever go and like watch any sports? I know like football was like the one that everybody would go to, at least for the homecoming game.
Yeah. I would go to the football games. I wouldn't go to watch them though. I don't think I ever actually watched them.
What'd you do?
We hung out.
Oh.
We hung out like by the bleachers, or we used to they used to do bonfires.
Oh. My school didn't.
Oh my gosh, they were so much fun, but they don't
Hot
do
Springs
that
did.
at all now. Yeah, those were fun. I just remember that just unlocked so many things.
I've only ever been to one bonfire, and it was one that was hosted by Hot Springs. That got intense real fast, so we left.
Oh, okay.
There was someone who jumped through and it was like a big,
Oh yeah.
like taller than me, and someone dove through, and I was like, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Thomas didn't want to leave.
I've
but
been
he
to a
left.
few of those where usually it's a family related event where there's big fires
Not
that
for us.
kids are being wild around.
That's the only bonfire event I've ever been to.
Yeah.
And that one weirded me out. I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. That and it got drama. Nobody knew who I was, but they knew who Thomas was. And I remember it got real drama. They were like, who are you?
Oh God.
And it was like very shortly after we had moved there. And so the town was starting to realize that Thomas was not single anymore. Mm-hmm. And small towns like that get nosy.
Right.
And so some of the girls
Who's
that
this
liked
girl
him.
from Washington?
Yes. Some of the girls that liked him were getting all like, you're not from around here, so we're better than you. And it's like, bitch, you probably have dated your cousin. Stop.
Sick.
I mean, that
Could have happened.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's a small town.
Our bonfire was really fun.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
This one wasn't.
They don't do them anymore, and I think they only did them for like 2 years that I was in high school. They didn't do them for very long. I don't know if they did them before I was in high school. I'm assuming they did, but I don't know.
I was going to say, I haven't seen any.
I haven't seen any.
And I don't live far from the high school.
Yeah, I don't think they do them anymore. I'm pretty sure they stopped when I was in high school.
Wonder why.
Well, they got a new field.
Oh.
They got a new field. They got all turf, and they redid the track.
Did they do it on the field?
No, they did it in the corner. So if you're walking into the field, on the far right in the corner.
Oh. Gotcha.
That would be my reasoning. Or maybe somebody got hurt and I don't remember that. I don't know. But they stopped.
All right.
They were a lot of fun. So yeah, I would go to football games and hang out. I never really watched them. I think like I would watch them for like a second and then not really care about it. I would go to the basketball games. I would go to the volleyball games. So I went to a lot in high school.
I went to a lot too, but not by choice.
Well, you were cheering.
We went to every single home game, and then the important away games for football. 1st and 10, do it again. I watched pretty much every single football game for 3 years. Still don't know how to play the game. Still don't know. I would be like watching for the other girls, and like they'd start to get excited, and I'd be like, yeah. I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm like, who has the ball? Like desperately trying to figure out who has the ball. And I'm like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden one of the girls would be like, ready. And I'm like, fuck. Then they'd be like, we're on 1st and 10. I had no idea. But we were supposed to know.
Right.
So that we knew when to do it.
Yeah.
But no.
Right. I understand the general in some things. I wouldn't call myself an expert. That's for dang sure.
Yeah, I'm not one either.
I enjoy football a lot more now as an adult than I ever did.
I actually don't watch football.
Football for me is very like fall homey vibes because my mom has always watched football since I was young. That's her thing. She's a Seahawks fan through and through. And And my dad used to
She's
be
betraying Oregon.
my dad used to be a Colts fan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who his favorite team is now, to be honest with you. He used to be a huge Colts fan.
We were never a sports family, so.
Yeah. And then, like, I like going to the Beaver football games. I haven't been in a while, but those are so fun to me, and I'll actually get into them and stuff. But yeah, when I was younger, I was like,
I think my mom, once upon a time, liked the Saints.
okay.
I think it's New Orleans. My now ex-stepdad, he liked the Chargers.
Right. I
The only one that I would, like, actively support is the 49ers. Because my math teacher liked the 49ers. And if the 49ers won something, he would excuse homework that day.
Oh.
So
go 49ers.
So go 49ers. And I remember
funny.
actively, I want to say it was like the 49ers and the Chargers had something against each other. And I remember I like sat down and was watching that game because it was already on anyways. And anytime the 49ers were like getting a point, because I could tell, right?
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, you're getting close to whatever. And I would get excited. And I remember my stepdad would be like, the fuck? I'm like, I don't want homework.
You can't blame me. Yeah, we live in Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the ducks and there's the beavers. That's just what it is. We are a beaver family. You probably don't have a preference. Probably could care less.
I think Uncle Aaron likes the ducks.
I think so.
I think so.
I've always been a beaver because my dad, when we moved here, was a beaver. So we were beavers. If he would have been a duck, I would have been a duck. So.
Yeah, I don't care. I also, in high school, I went to a bunch of basketball games and then also some volleyball. We only occasionally cheered. No, we never cheered for volleyball, but a lot of the girls would go, and so I would go.
Yeah.
Or did we cheer? No, we didn't. I don't remember if we did. I don't think we did. But basketball,
I don't remember
we did.
the cheerleaders at the volleyball games.
I don't.
Because the ball
I think we went to
could
support.
easily, like...
Oh, that's basketball.
Well,
you know how
basketball
many
does it
times
too.
they ran into us?
I have seen that.
Because there have been times where we'll be like facing the crowd, so our
Yep.
back is to them, and then all of a sudden we're getting slammed into the bleachers.
Yep.
And like you'll hear the crowd go, oh, no, as they see somebody coming and just flying at the cheerleaders.
Yeah. Good times.
I remember this one time. It was like, I wasn't on the end. I was never on the ends. And I remember one of the girls next to me just got pummeled through the thing. And it was like right past me. And I was just like, oh, I almost died.
That's funny.
They always feel bad.
Right, of course.
But, like,
they're not intentionally trying to get them.
We're also
Get you
right
guys
there.
You're right. Yeah.
That's what I didn't like about basketball.
Yeah.
But like, so the football games, we were always further back.
Yeah.
There would be an occasional where we would be like, whoa,
Right.
back up a bit if they like tackled really close to us.
Yeah.
But that wasn't all that common.
No.
Basketball, that field, not even field, court, whatever, court,
Court. Yeah.
is so much smaller.
Yeah. You're right there.
You're right there.
Yep. Yeah. I guess the other sport is I go watch gymnastics with my mom now. Have for years. And now we just get season tickets because we used to just buy our tickets every time. And now we're like, my mom's like, why don't we just pick our seats and have them the whole year? I'm like, perfect.
Smart.
So we do that now. And I really enjoy that. Excuse me. I
Really
really enjoy
yawning,
that.
so I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Oh God. Next next scene is you just dying. Okay. You got some water there if you need it. You know what I just thought of? This might I don't think it'll gross you out. Maybe like a little bit, but not like really, really bad. I can't stand the people who will have like a mouthful of food like that and then they drink some water in with it. Isn't that just so gross?
It's disgusting.
Like, why? I can't do that. So you just sogified everything in your mouth? Like, sick. How did that even help you swallow? Because now you have liquid that you have to deal with.
Exactly. Like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
Sometimes even like if there's just a little bit, I'm like, hold on.
Oh, yeah. This could be a controversial topic.
Oh my God.
I'm a cereal. Take a bite of cereal. Drink the milk, like in my mouth, and then chew.
I don't know if I've ever thought about that.
Michael
Hold on, I have
is
to go through the motions. Hold on. Yeah, I do the same thing.
Michael is a put it in his mouth and chew while the milk's in his mouth.
You know.
And I'm like, how? How are you not like, just, well, he does. He drips.
Yeah. Gross.
Yeah. Anyway.
Thomas does the drink and eat.
Mm-hmm. Ugh, I can't stand it. So hard for me to watch.
I also can't dunk cookies or anything like that either.
Same. Michael does. And he'll like leave it in there. Soak. And then he takes a bite and it's just like so soggy.
He does it with cake and stuff too.
Oh, Michael doesn't do it with
cake. Brownies, you name it.
Brownies, I think he would do it with.
He does it.
And then he drinks the milk after. And
so,
it's
yeah.
chunky cookie milk. Yuck.
At least our husbands are the same.
Ugh, so sickos.
At least you and I are the same. We can be like,
that's wrong.
Yeah. Like, I'll drink a glass of milk with cookies or cake or something.
Mm-hmm. Right. I won't actually. But I'm not a milk drinker.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not the same time.
No, not mixing.
It's like, clear
like
my
Michael
mouth,
can't eat Oreos without milk.
Neither can Thomas.
I mean, occasionally he'll like grab one, but if he wants to enjoy some Oreos, he's not just eating them.
It was a hiccup?
That was like a hiccup burp / I didn't know if you were gonna
No, wasn't that. Definitely didn't have as much as dog was I thought we would.
No. So this is going to be a short episode.
So because we determined we don't really have much to talk about.
We don't have much more to say on the topic of sports.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. Maybe a short episode would tickle your fancy.
Maybe.
We also recorded one already, so I think we're both a little talked out as far as performing for a camera.
Yeah. I don't want to finish my fries.
And she wants to eat her fries, and I'm hungry.
So yeah, it's like 1 o'clock.
With that being said, we are going to sign off. Like, comment, subscribe. We will see you next week for another fall episode. And yeah, see you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.